Hello, America! I know your history. Imagine this, you guys. America is celebrating its 50th birthday. The nation is still finding its identity. Borders are fragile and the future is uncertain. Meanwhile, a 36-year-old man sits down and writes a story that will shape how generations imagine this young country. The story is The Last of the Mohicans. And today we are going to uncover why this book, written when the US was barely out of diapers, still matters as America turns 250 this year, 2026. All right, let's set the scene. The year is 1826. The United States is barely 5 decades old. The Constitution is still fresh. Andrew Jackson is rising to power. I believe he was the 7th president. And the frontier stretches endlessly westward. Life is dangerous, native tribes, colonists, and the European powers are all navigating a rapid changing land. Into this world steps James Fenimore Cooper, a 36-year-old writer with an epic story in his mind. Cooper's novel wasn't just a story about adventure. It was a reflection of America itself, its hopes, its fears, and its identity crisis. The book would later become iconic, but at the time, it was a bold gamble for a still young nation. Over the next few minutes, I will explore 3 things: the incredible timing of this book in America's history, the way Cooper captured a nation's struggles and dreams, and why the themes of The Last of the Mohicans still resonate today. As America celebrates its 250th birthday, by the end you might see this classic not just as a story of the past, but as a lens for understanding the nation you live in today. First, let's dive into the context. When Cooper wrote The Last of the Mohicans, America was raw, unpolished, and full of contradictions. The revolution was still a memory. The frontier was dangerous. And the question of what it meant to be American was still unanswered. Cities were growing, but so were tensions between settlers and native tribes, between new states and old powers, and even between idealism and reality. Cooper's novel captured that tension perfectly. Through his characters, we see bravery and fear, friendship and betrayal, civilization and wilderness all colliding. It wasn't just entertainment, it was a commentary on what a fledgling nation looked like and who it wanted to be. Now let's talk about Cooper himself. At 36, he had already lived a full life, navigating the social circles of New York, witnessing the rawness of frontier life, and experimenting with literature. What made him remarkable wasn't just his age, it was his vision. He didn't want to write about Europe or distant lands. He wrote about America, capturing the spirit of a country still trying to find its feet. And that timing is everything. Imagine trying to explain the heart of a 50-year-old nation to readers who themselves were shaping its identity. That is exactly what Cooper did, embedding history, adventure, and morality into one sweeping epic. So why does The Last of the Mohicans still resonate in 2026? It's very simple, you guys. The themes are timeless: loyalty, courage, cultural conflict, and survival. The same challenges that faced America at 50 are echoed today in new forms. Cooper's story reminds us that America has always been a work in progress, a nation balancing ideals with reality. So next time you pick up a classic, ask yourself, what was happening in the world when this story was written? And how might it still be speaking to us today? All right, you guys, thank you so much for sticking around until the end. We see you next time, and until then, keep turning those pages.